Hey, what's happening, everybody? How's it going? I hope everyone's having a good day. Welcome on in. We're gonna be showing off my water in-depth guide. This is just a guide for people who want to be water and want to try it out for themselves. I'm not trying to be the best DPS out there. It's just literally for people what are wanting to switch to the power, want some kind of understanding of the power, and we're gonna go from there. We're gonna cover precision DPSing, and we're gonna cover might DPSing as well as healing. So let's jump into it, shall we? So in terms of my white mods, we've got Blast Adapter, Supercharged Neo Venom Boost, Relentless Precision, Berserker, Penetrating Strikes. Leg mods don't really matter. There's not really options. But if you're might, I would say maybe take Water Spouts or take Riptide. Um, yeah, for DPS, there's not really much going on in terms of the leg mod. Feet, obviously Tumbler Master, that's just standard. And then we got max damage. In terms of the face, if you are precision and you want to go pure precision, I do recommend changing this to a precision mod rather than where I've got the might mod in there. It will help you pull a little bit more damage. Obviously, we are running the two cards and we're running a Quizlet. In terms of loadout, so this is for AoE. We are rocking Depth Charge, and then we have Pressurize, Bubble, New Venom, Wild Dervish, and then we have Aquatic Arsenal. Um, and then it literally looks like this: 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 1 again. This game's really laggy for some weird reason. As you can see, we did a 3.1 mil there. 3.1, 3.1. So we're doing over 3 mil. That's what I always try and aim for in terms of AoE. So that's the AoE loadout. Obviously, in terms of the allies, let's cover them bad boys. So with the allies, I have Superman, Luck of the Draw from Batman Who Laughs, and then I take Cyborg for the power regeneration. Passiveness, you could actually probably get rid of this. You don't really typically need it. Um, you could probably get rid of that and then have like Zod or something instead. Um, or even the supercharged generator or something, that's just what I run. Is you know, is what it is. In terms of my single target, so obviously the gear mods and the white mods don't change; they all stay the same. In terms of my allies, they stay the same too. Realistically, you could change Superman for Crypto if you really wanted to. I just don't bother anymore. Like, I just can't be asked to keep chipping and changing. In terms of my loadouts, though, we got Exabyte, Attuned Robot Psychic. I've got Pressurize, Tornado Pole, Well and Dervish, Arsenal. So in terms of this one, we are um, dual wield spec. So obviously I spec both the same way. The only difference is with the AoE, you would go into brawling. You would get the brawling, and then you'd get the Shuriken Mastery, the tap hold. Once you've done this, and you've got the martial artist one as well. Um, Obviously, with single target, you want to go dual wield bow, so you can get the flurry shot mastery, which is also the tap hold. And then in terms of the rotation, we go tap hold, 1, 2, tap hold. Man, it's laggy as a motherfucker in this game, dude. That's pretty much it. As you can see, we did a 1.7 mil with pretty much ease. It wasn't too much of a problem to hit that 1.7 mil. You guys can't actually see. Man, this feels bad, dude. Hold on. Let me get over here. Camera off. So you can see 1.7 mil. Let's scroll back up just to prove that I did a 3.6 with my AOE here. That was for the AOE, and then obviously if we scroll back down, you can see that we did a 1.7, 1.78 with ease with a single target. Realistically though, I mean with the allies, if I really wanted to optimize with this, I'd probably get rid of this guy. You know, and then this guy would change as well. And I would actually put crypto here. This is for single target. And I'd probably put this guy with the warrior resolve there. I mean, yes, you're gonna take that 12.5% power regeneration decrease. But realistically, you would gain so much precision benefits from doing this. I just think it's nice. If you didn't want to run Zod and get that decrease in power, you could run Cyborg for the extra power, or you could run Static for a supercharge, for the critical supercharge. You know, with the electric overdrive, that would be another good option. I always try and keep luck of the draw. So in terms of AoE, the only difference is you would swap crypto out for Superman, but you could tinker around and see what you wanted to run. Like, I just don't really know what's best anymore, to be honest. There's so many options what you can do. You could even run Shazam for that extra 4% might and 2% precision for 30 seconds. You know, over this. You know, and then have Superman or Crypto, providing if you're single target or AoE. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Let's jump into the healer. I'll cover the healer while we're on the healer real quick. Well, in fact, no, I'll do the healer last. Let's respect to might real quick. Let's respect to might real fast. So so with the stat points, obviously you want to go super powered, be a might, get your critical attack damage, get your critical attack chance, and damage. I'm then going to make sure that I have one into brawling, which we do because it's our base weapon. And then I'm also going to make sure that I have, well, in fact, because I have dual wield because I'm precision, I'm actually going to swap out that one skill for the one in dual wield. And just hear me out. I'll explain why in a minute. So, I'm going to make sure that we got that. Let's grab our super speed, vortex, and just grab these two. I'm going to then go in iconic powers, grab my sidekick, new venom beast, and this one here. And then we're going to drop that, and then that can go all into might and power. Okay. I'm going to grab a 10 for this because I always do this. Why is it so laggy in this game, dude? Like, holy shit. Alright. So bad. Like, I don't understand why it's so laggy today. Like, it's like shit just doesn't want to respond properly. So I'm going to swap these out for the might ones. And then I'm going to swap these out for the might ones. So we're purely might whilst doing this. Alright. Let's get into the loadout, shall we? So, obviously you want Shark Frenzy, Depth Charge, Bubble, and Aquilance, and then I'll take New Venom. You could take Flood of Power too. It isn't a bad option, especially if you're going to run E-Bomb like myself. Always good option. You can keep E-Bomb at all times then. You don't have to art swap and whatnot because you can just flood yourself with power. Good option. And then I would take Tsunami Strikes wherever the hell it is, dude. There it is. So, yeah, I'll put them like that. So, this is what I was running when I was might as water. Let me go ahead and switch my artifacts around, shall we? So I'm going to drop a Quizlet for Elon and the 2 cards. You could run a quiz. We'll do a pass with quiz as well, just to show you what we're kind of running. Let me switch phase, see if the lag like fixes itself, man, because it's so weird, bro. Like it's just so laggy, and I don't understand why it's so laggy. Hello. There we go. See if it resolves some of my issue. It's still laggy, dude. Why is it so laggy? It's super weird. All right, let's get into it. So, I will swap them around actually. Be a bit better. So, obviously, with Be a Might, you're not gonna pull as much damage as you would if you're precision, but this is what I would run. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it just doesn't pull nowhere near the damage precision does. Sadly, it just is what it is. I mean, you see some good numbers, you know, and they do hit okay, but it's just not. It's just not precision, dude. That's just a reality. That's just a harsh reality. Sadly, it's just not precision. Swap it out for the quiz because obviously Ebon you take a lot of power consumption. And then with Quizlet, you do not. Plus, Quizlet is kind of like a robot psychic without being a robot psychic, so it's kind of nice in that manner too. I would actually say run Quizlet over E-Bomb personally when it comes to water. Just because I think it's just a little bit better. Plus, the way, like I say in most of my other videos, the way Quizlet works is if you guys are doing supercharges and, you know, up to, I think it's like up to seven enemies. Yeah, up to seven enemies. If you use a supercharge with a 5,000 cost, like you'll hit so many other targets, up to seven, to be precise. But like you hit them so hard, and that's how you make up most of your damage with the old quiz. You know, is you popping your supercharges when it's trash mobs and stuff like that. Or if a boss spawns in a load of ads, you just like say for example, there's a boss in that Legion raid where he spawns all the eyeballs in when you're fighting Trigon. Prime example: as soon as them eyeballs are up, boom, you pop your supercharge. You'll do a ton of damage with a quiz. So like, yeah, you gotta keep that into consideration. I personally think Ebon isn't that great with water. I mean, I don't art swap. You know, to the people what do art swap, they'll obviously pull more because they're art swapping. But then again, they're staring at their inventory the whole entire fight, where I'm actually just playing the game and enjoying the game for what it is. So there is that. Let's jump into single target, shall we? Single target allies and stuff. Obviously the allies kind of stayed the same. We can swap these over though for a single target setup. So I'm gonna just get rid of this guy. Put on crypto. And then what I would also do is drop that for that. And then we'll get rid of this. That can stay the same with this. That can go. And I would shove that on. And we also want I-beam. So this would be a single target, what I would typically run. If you didn't want the shield, you could get rid of the shield. And you could run Robot Psychic there instead. That means that you would get rid of Aquilance. And then I would just say run something like that instead. You know, left or right. Which would probably be the better way of doing it, actually. At least then you're going to get some extra additional damage from Robot Psychic. So. As you can see, we did a 1.6 mil. Not really too much of a problem. So that's not too shabby. You know, 1.5 to 1.6. So million on a single target, 1.6 and a half there, look. Sadly, like I say, I think water might just isn't that great. It's not like precision. Obviously precision, it doesn't really matter what kind of power you are with the precision, because pretty much every power out there with precision spec does a ton of damage. So like you gotta take that into consideration. But I don't think that's too bad. We did what, a 2.3 ish, um, which is on the low side for water AOE, and then we did a 1.6 and a half with a single target um, spec. So, I mean, that's possibly what I would probably run if I was water. I mean, you could change stuff around, especially for like the AoE one. Like, you could change around and maybe try and work in depths, or the drown, should I say, which is a supercharged generator. You could also try and work in ebb, because ebb does a ton of damage, but the problem is with ebb, it's really hard to see how much damage that can actually perform, especially on like dummies, because it's a pull and push um, ability. So it will pull all the ads and then it pushes all the enemies away as well. So the problem is with that, you're probably gonna miss more hits than necessary, especially on like a dummy situation. But like in a raid where there's a tank what's actually got aggro, you'll hit every aspect of that ability. So that could be an option what you could try and swing in for an AoE situation too. But honestly, I just don't think water's that great in terms of might compared to the precision side of things. That's kind of why I went back to precision while I was playing as water here recently. But let's jump into the healer, because this is the main reason why I went back to water, is to heal with water. Obviously, we got purple healing ray, page of destiny, and I've got scrap. You could drop scrap for a trance. That's what most people would do. I've just been rocking the scrap just because why not? Like, it's just, I like being a little bit different. But as you can see, we've got restorative adapter. I've got supercharged flood power. We got the focus restoration in our neck. Obviously, the back and chest don't change because they're my mythic uh, OP pieces. So yeah, they don't change. Obviously, restorative riptide then comes into play because it's obviously we're a healer and we use it. And then we have tumbling master and max damage. And then obviously with the face, I take the restoration stat, the stat for the shock to the system. Um, yeah, obviously artifacts, purple healing ray, page of destiny, scrap the soul cloak. If you didn't want to run scrap, I would say drop it for the transformation card. That's just my personal opinion. Obviously with our trinkets, we got a buff trinket, we got Alfred box tier 3, obviously a supply drop and a orbital strike. In terms of the skills, with the skills we take the shurikens from the brawling weapon attack into the martial arts. Sorry, my brain's like fighting there. And then obviously in terms of super speed, we go down. We get the two resistances, and then from there we go to iconics. I just take the super strength from iconic. I don't need any of these other ones as a healer, so we don't take them. The only thing what I will say is I always try to leave myself one skill point open. If I do need it, I can grab a lasso. It's normally the controller's job, but I do try to keep hold of it just in case. The troll can't really do the lasso technique in CTE. At least then me as a healer, I can just go and do that for him, and it's not too much of an issue. Obviously, we found other ways to do it now. We don't really need to do that consistently anymore, but that option's there if needed. But yeah, in terms of spec, obviously super powered, critical healing chance, critical magnitude, and restoration. From there, I went straight into the might and power. This doesn't really matter for me, especially as water. I wouldn't grab this right now just because I don't really need it as a water healer due to the fact that our supercharge gives us all the power we need. So, and the fact that we get it at a reduced cost because of the scrap, it's just super nice. Obviously, we got Mending Wave. This is our group heal. This heals up to 3 group members whenever they're injured. And then we got Soothe the Mist. This is our priority heal. So this is going to be a really, really super big heal for one single member. Plus, if we got a purple healing ray ready to proc, that purple healing ray, if we use this, it will give that member a shield with the lowest health. And then if we use it with this one, it puts a heal over timeout on the group members. So take that into consideration. Obviously, Bubble puts a 4-man shield around us. Obviously, Solace of the Sea and Riptide. This is our bread and butter. Allows us to put 2 pulls down. If I do these 2 pulls and then I hit my supercharge and then I can put another 2 pulls down, it allows me to have 4 pulls up for a duration of like I think it's like 12 seconds or something like that. We have all 4 up, and then they start slowly falling off and reducting back to the 2 pulls. So take that into consideration. One thing I will say is if you didn't want to run scrap, you can drop scrap, okay? And then in turn, you would get rid of Flood of Power, and then you would run Tempest Guard. This is another option. This is entirely up to you if you want to run this way as well. There's no kind of right or wrong way to do it, but that's entirely up to you. In terms of my allies, we have Shazam. We have the Bolt Lightning of Zeus. So what this does is whenever I call upon him, he will heal up to 4 allies for 50% of their maximum health. So say they have 300,000 health, just for argument's sake. Excuse me. You will heal. So if they've got 300k health, Shazam will heal them for 150,000 k health, right? So like if all 4 of those members had, so it's whatever their health pool is. So if say one had 150, they would heal for 75. If one had 300k, it would heal for 150, vice versa, right? That's what he does potentially. Plus, he also damages the enemies while he's doing that, so it's super handy. So he does a bit of damage. Plus, he's healing and helping heal up the group. So super nice to have. Obviously, Cyborg for the passive regeneration. I'm really liking Cyborg at the moment. I think Cyborg's really nice just for power sustain. I think he's definitely an underrated person. I mean, people always say, "Oh, why don't you just use Oracle? Oracle's better." Fun fact: Oracle actually is not better. You get more power back from Cyborg. Funny enough, but that being said, Oracle is still nice. Don't take what I'm saying for granted. Like Oracle is still nice, but realistic fact of the matter is you're still going to get more benefits from Cyborg. So yeah. And then our last ally, we take Poison Ivy with Toxic Touch. What this does is whenever we deal out our damage absorption shield, so whenever we use Bubble or if we use Tempest Guard, there's a 25% chance to inflict the attackers with Toxic Touch. So if I get attacked, I have that chance to afflict it. And it allows the boss not to do so much damage. So it's kind of nice to have. And it reduces their defense as well by a percentage. So yeah, kind of nice to have. I think it's not a bad one to choose, especially as like a healer or something, you know. But that's pretty much it, man. Like that's what I'm rocking. Obviously, the way this loadout works is you would work it like that, and then you would do your light tap holds. You always want to spam them 2 abilities together. But as you can see, we don't really have too much of an issue with situations of spamming. Like I say, um, if you're rocking the other one with the scrap, as you can see, we do 1, 2, and then I can have 4 pulls up. That is a ton of healing right there. That is 4 pulls, and you can slowly see them dropping off as time progresses on. It slowly gets thinner and thinner until they all disappear. But the fact that I can be spamming my ability, right? Just spamming just for the fun of it, and then I hit my supercharge, I'm back to full mage. This is why I like running this, because if a troll in the group is absolutely not very that good, right? At least then I'm covering myself because I can just hit that and get all my power back without a problem. But yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of the way that this is spec'd, obviously we go into the weapon with the martial arts. Obviously, get the mastery for the brawling, and then we go into super speed. We get our 2 resistances, iconic powers. Like I said, keep the lasso open if you do want to run it. The reason why is obviously CTE when you're fighting Hecate in the second phase in the water area. There will be doors what will open up, and you will want to use a lasso just to grab all the ads, to stop all the ads, get into the main tank. At least with that option, you can. And then once again, what I would actually do is if I was to do that, is I would do this with the lasso. I would drop it for the scrap, and then with the loadout, I would get rid of that, and I'd run a secondary shield, and I'd get rid of Riptide. Saying that, you probably won't need the secondary shield. I would actually keep Riptide, and then I'll just run Lasso here, and then at least then you've still got Bubble, what's going to shield you and 3 other people. You've still got the two circles down, what's healing a lot of people. Plus, you still got your main group heal and your priority heal. That's probably the way I'd do it. If that was me, if I had to use a lasso. But like I say, it's normally the controller's problem, not ours as a healer. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the whole guide. I hope you guys like it. Go and try it out for yourself. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I do stream on Twitch at least 3 times a week. Come check me out. Come have a gander. We do play this game. We play Elder Scrolls Online. I play a ton of different games. I kind of just play what I kind of want to play. For the best part, I normally do play a lot of Elder Scrolls Online because of the PvP. I like PvPing in that game, and that's just how it is. But yeah, have a good one. Enjoy yourselves. Stay blessed. And enjoy the walk guide, dude. Have a good one. Take care.